But Rasta, so unotozviziva kuti nini ndiri kufila oda kuita unga kuzviona sadaro kana daundiite sei ndipfugame pasi ozvandakuita uri kundinzwa ka asi kaunyatsokuda kandinzwa chete wakanditi ndiri jackpot, sang it that was so hot, like it in your mother tongue. Nechishona ndokupai ndokushedza ine mutupo ndokulava iri bo kana dishi remaoko ndozviita pesho ndokutenderedza musoro kunge zowina baby kana pagwaji nemubodroom inini ndiri heavy wondipedza nemajokes kunge cow ndogara ndichisekerera every.
Good evening, everyone, and habari to all my brothers and sisters out here in the world. I thank you for tuning in to another episode of Soul Food Therapy. This is Chef Mike, and I'm here to talk to you about a holistic life, a life that'll get you together spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Today, hey, we're bringing in the new year, and we just want to do a quick New Year dish. We're not doing a big, long dish. Usually when I do red beans and rice, it's a long process, but we're gonna do a fast version here today. Now, usually black eyed peas is the usual traditional dish for the New Year's, and you have your greens that represent money and things like that. So, but we just want to tweak it a little bit. Red beans and rice is one of our staples here in the South, and I really love the dish. So, without further ado, let's get into this thing. Also, we may talk a little bit about New Year's resolutions. All right. We will, first of all, we chopped off two ribs of celery, one green bell pepper, and half of a large onion. Now, you can do one whole medium onion, and that'll be fine. We got one chicken breast, because I did want a little chicken in it, a little chicken breast. We got two cans. We got 2 cans of kidney beans. All right, we're going to use a little olive oil. We're going to use about 2 tablespoons of this tomato paste. We're going to use some of this hot sauce here, about 1 teaspoon of it. We got 14 ounces of andouille sausage, 14 ounces. We're going to use a little green onion toward the end. And also, we have a teaspoon of garlic, a teaspoon of black pepper, teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon and a half of Cajun seasoning, and 2 tablespoons of chicken base. We also gonna need about 2 cups of water, about 2.5 cups of water, 2 to 2.5 cups of water, and we're gonna put a couple bay leaves in there. All right, without further ado, let's get this thing started. First of all, let's go ahead and pour in. We're gonna pour in a little bit olive oil, just a little bit, and coat the bottom of this pan with it. You're gonna make sure it's all hot and bothered. Yeah, just make sure the grease get a little hot here doing this thing. Now, we talk about New Year's resolutions every year. Oh man. And do you know that by the time 1 month passed by, 1 out of 3 people give up on their New Year's resolutions? That's crazy. And by the year's end, 4 to 5 people do not accomplish them. And it's not because of weakness by that person. I think sometimes life just gets in the way. And plans change. And you can't blame a person for their changing plans and things like that. But But some of us just don't have the will to hold on to these resolutions. All right, the grease seems to be hot enough, be heating up. And like I said, we didn't want much chicken in it. A lot of folks don't put chicken in there, but I just like being out there. I just like doing things that are different. And this is a nice cut of chicken breast here. Want this bad boy to heat on up. All right. Just add a little salt to it. You're not gonna add much salt. Just add a little salt to it. Just a little tad. So we're gonna put all the rest of the seasoning there later on anyway. So we don't want to sauce it down too much. Well, the thing about New Year's resolution is that we shouldn't do resolutions at all. No, no New Year's resolution. What we should be doing is setting up goals for ourselves. What goals do you want to set for yourself in 2021 and beyond? What does God put on your heart that He wants you to do within this next year? What does He want you to accomplish? All right. First things first, and we can't just sit up and say, I have a goal or I have a resolution. You have to set it up to where you have short-term and long-term goals. Short-term and long-term. Now, short-term may be things that you might be doing, within a few months' time. Do you want to start exercising more? And exercising more does not take that much. Not that much at all. Maybe even walking around the block will be more exercise for you depending on what you've been doing. Balancing your checkbook a little better. Maybe one of the things that can help you out a little bit more. Those are things that will get you into tune to whatever you want to do. Now, when you set your goals, we're not going to worry about a crust on these so much, like we did with the last recipe. So we're getting ready to put these sausage in here also. All right. So I'll put these sausage in here in 1 second. Turn the stove down. The stove does have an up and down option. So let's go ahead and get these andouilles in. Get our andouille sausage in. And want that andouille to cook at least about 3 to 4 minutes. Let some of that grease render off of them. Now, while we're waiting on these things to render, let some of that grease to come out, long-term goals. Hey, write those things down. What are some of the things that you feel that God has on your heart to do? I always set myself up to maybe a year or so, maybe two. I've been working on my goal for years now. And it's okay if you don't achieve that goal in 1 year. You know, we get upset when we like, oh man, I haven't achieved anything this year. Sometimes working on these goals are like building blocks. You have to do it a little bit by a little bit. Everything is a process. Sanctification is a process. You know, when you go to church and you give your life to Christ, that doesn't mean that you're going to change overnight. And sometimes some of us feel that way, and sometimes it's spoken that way to us that we're going to change overnight. No, you're not. You know, you're going to change some of your ways and stuff like that. But, you know, it's hard to change some of those habits. Like, you build up certain habits to be certain ways. You have to get around those habits and try to wean yourself off of these things. So, the thing is, going through setting up goals for yourself and setting up a big process of doing, getting some of those goals done is a process. Last year, the year before last, I said I'm gonna start a business. Last year, I started practicing and doing more and more and more. You know, started selling products, doing things. Toward the end of this past year, 2020, I started setting things up for this year. All right, we're gonna put the vegetables in now. I'm gonna add a little tad more oil, just not too much, maybe a tablespoon or so, just a little tad more. Then, you know, my goal was to always do a YouTube show, start a video show, and now I'm doing that, and I'm gonna keep on going. My ultimate goal is really just start my own little business, and it's happening for me. So sometimes when you set goals, your building block, your year, your resolution, so to speak, or whatever you want to call it, may not be. It might not happen in 1 year. It may be a building block for a following year. We want to cook off our vegetables until they become translucent. We want those bad boys to be translucent. Now you see on the corner of the stove here, right here on this side, I have my rice cooking too. And that should be done in a few minutes also. Also, let me go ahead on over here and go to the back fridge. And I neglected to tell you guys that you are going to need some garlic. You need to take about 3 teaspoons of garlic. I'm using this tablespoon, be about a tablespoon and a half. I'm putting in mine. Some minced garlic. I'm just gonna cook that down. Now, the best thing you could do as far as achieving your goal is to share your goals. Right, first of all, write the bad boys down. Write them down. All right. Once you write those goals down, write out a plan. Come up with some kind of plan. All right. There are many times we have these resolutions and goals and stuff that we don't plan. We just say it. You know, you just can't, you know, we say speak things into existence, but you just can't speak it into existence. God help those who help themselves. All right, you just can't sit on the couch and say, "I want a job," and then don't go apply for a job. So if you want one of these goals or whatever to happen, you have to add my chicken in. You have to um yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. And you have to like plan these things out. Where are you going with this? What you gonna do with it next? You know, you're gonna put some tomato paste in there, about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. I'll put 2 heaping tablespoons of it in there. All right. All right, we're throwing that seasoning on off in there, along with that chicken base. All right. We're gonna use well, excuse me, 2.5 cups of water. So that's one. That's two. And that's a half cup. All right. Just go ahead and throw these red beans up in this bad boy. All right, we're gonna cook this on low. Me personally, let's kick this bad boy up even up a little bit more of a notch. Let's add some hot sauce to this bad boy. Now we're gonna not gonna add much because I have some people in my family don't like a lot of hot sauce, so we're not gonna add much of it to it. And if you see I got labels turned around on this stuff, that's because these folks not paying me money to advertise for them, so I'm not giving them any kind of advertising on anything. Yeah, gonna put that hot sauce in there. All right, we just gonna let this cook and simmer. We're gonna cook it on down low. You got that little pieces of chicken in there. We're gonna cook this down low. And turn that down to about 3. Yeah. If you wanted, then you should have put a lid on it. If you wanted, then you should have put a lid on it. Oh. My cameraman, like this dude. All right. All right. So look, guys. Like I said, you have to plan things. If you don't have a plan, you definitely gonna fail. Another way to make sure you achieve your resolution or your goals is share it with somebody else. Compete. Let other people say, "Hey, this is my goal for the year, and this is what I'm planning on doing. Will you help me with my goal?" And don't be afraid to ask for help. That's another thing. Don't be afraid to ask for help with your goal. But yeah, tell someone else your goal. It's amazing how much that if you keep something to yourself, that you'll be more likely not to do it. But if you share that goal with someone else, you be like, man, I can't look like no punk. I can't let them down. I can't look like no punk in front of somebody. So that's why it's like you'll do a better job of achieving your goals when you tell other people what you plan on doing. Like I've been saying I'm gonna do this for years. There's been some times where I feel like I was a fool because I hadn't achieved it yet. But you know, I'm getting there now. So it's a true blessing. Another thing is pray over your goals. Pray over things like that. We don't do enough prayer. Our prayer life is very, very weak. We don't pray enough over these things. And so you have to hit that prayer life, you know. And you just let that simmer and just cook it. Let all that goodness get in there. Now, look, I'm doing a quick red beans and rice. Normally, if I was doing red beans and rice, I would like let that bad boy cook for almost like an hour. See what I'm saying? So all them things, all those goodnesses get all up in there. But the rice is done. We're just waiting on the red beans and rice. Just make sure you just stay in prayer and the things that you want to do, and just look to God. And look, I know some of y'all out here say, "Hey, I don't have a belief in God. I don't have a belief structure in God." Well, if you don't have a belief in God, have a belief in yourself and the things that you want to accomplish. All right. So, you know, make sure you count your resolution as a goal. Write those resolutions, or you write your goals down. Plan them. Ask for help. And compete with other people. See what other people got, some of the same goals, or tell somebody else about your goals. All right. And then, hey, put yourself in deep meditation and prayer about those things. And make sure you know those goals may not be accomplished in just that 1 year. So you can't give up on it. It's a process. So the goal you may want might start off this year, but you may not see it until 2022 or 2023. You have to be patient. Life is not microwavable. Okay? Life is not microwavable. So make sure you take care of yourself and those things like that. All right, as you see, our red beans and rice is thickened up, and we ready to eat, that dog. We ready. We ready. So let's go ahead and put some of this bad boy on a plate. And I love mine like this. I love it with a lot of onions, peppers, and stuff like that in it. Let me get some of that juice. Get this cup. Get me a little bit of juice out of here. Yeah, baby. Hook myself up some rice. Some rice. And we're just gonna top that bad boy off with a little bit of green onion. Love my green onion. And voila. Hey, that bad boy is bad as a son of a gun. Now that's what I'm talking about, some good eating there. Red beans and rice. And shoot. Hey, you ain't saying nothing but a word. This is very, very good. And it just brings me back home, man. You know, doing my thing. I love it. Look, what I need you to do, go to www.bantufm.com, give him some love, holler at my boy, my son, Jakari's Randall, CWR Clashing with Randall's, his YouTube page, and go to my YouTube page, Soul Food Therapy. subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can keep getting this information. Hit me up with some likes. Give us some comments on what you liked about the show, what you didn't like, what you want to hear about next. And to all you people, have a happy, happy, happy and blessed New Year's. Love, peace, and joy, and may God lead you on your path.